Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we explored Cianwood City a little bit, and we discovered quite a few very important items that we brought back with us. First things first, we have our 5th gym badge, the Storm Badge. And second and third, we got a couple of things in our inventory here. We got, where is it? HM02 Fly, which we cannot use yet because I don't have a Pokemon that can learn it, embarrassingly enough. And we also got the Secret Potion, which the game will not allow us to use on any of our own Pokemon. However, it will allow us to heal up Amphi here at the Lighthouse, who we met a couple of videos ago. So I think without further ado, we are going to head up there and see if we can make Amphi feel a little bit better. And here we are, up here at the top of the lighthouse. Amphi really isn't feeling too good, as we discovered last time. Talked to Jasmine. Will that medicine cure Amphi? What's really funny is if you say no. I see. She just sort of snubs you a little bit and then says, Amphi, hang on. Really random little scene right there. Will that medicine cure Amphi? Yeah, it will. Give Jasmine the secret potion. Please don't be offended. Amphi will not take anything from anyone but me. Oh, I understand. There are a couple of cats in my family that are very particular about these kinds of things. And with that, Amphi, how are you feeling? Looks like it's feeling pretty good, actually. Very nice. Lighting up the sea at night. Oh, I'm so relieved. This is just so wonderful. Thank you so very much. I will return to the gym. And off she goes. Off into the ether or something. She just completely vanished. So yeah. Now up here you can still check on Amphi whenever you want to. But this really doesn't do much of anything. You just get to see it light up the sea a little bit more. So with that, I think we are going to be heading right back outside. Now that we've done that, if you check out the lighthouse right up here, I believe actually if you surf, it's still dark. Ah, the sprite limitations of the games of old. Anyway, without anything else to do, believe it or not, we are doing yet another gym. Yep, 2 episodes in a row, we're doing a gym battle, so let's head right on in here. Jasmine uses the newly discovered Steel type, which is for some reason not capitalized? That's strange. I don't know very much about it. Not very helpful right there. The Steel type is an incredibly defensive type, and I believe it has like 13 resistances or something like that. It's insane, so hopefully things will work out very well. Just pointing out, one type that they are weak to is Ground, so you're definitely going to want to pack a Ground type move for this battle. And there's actually a secondary reason for that, which we're going to be getting into pretty quickly. Thank you for your help at the lighthouse, but this is different. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Jasmine, a gym leader. I use the Steel type. Do you know about the Steel type? It's a type that was only recently discovered. May I begin? Now you might have noticed there are no gym trainers in this gym. That is because the game seems to treat the lighthouse as your gym trainers, and believe it or not, in the remake, a couple of trainers from the lighthouse will actually come and hang out in the gym once you defeat Jasmine, which I feel like gives that theory a little bit more merit. Anyway, she is going to open up with a Magnemite, level 30, with the moves Thunderbolt, Supersonic, Sonic Boom, and Thunder Wave. So yeah, Electric and Steel, they're pretty weak to Ground-type moves. Unfortunately, they're also really quite quick, so we might have a little bit of an issue here. Luckily, oh my god, I actually missed. That's disappointing. But luckily, if you do send in a Ground type, you know exactly how much this thing is capable of doing every turn, which should help you out significantly. And I'd really like to keep Cubone in this fight as much as I can, so we're probably going to be using a couple of potions on it, just to let it have a few moments in the sun, because like it's only level 22, if we can use it to bring down a level 30 Pokemon, I think that would be really nice. Now, hopefully I don't miss. I really don't want to miss. Yes, we hit. Very nice. Down goes Magnemite. Very cool. Not a whole lot of experience for that, which is a little unfortunate. Alright, next up is Steelix, which is an interesting one. Note that this thing is part ground type, so water type moves are actually a pretty good thing to do against it. This Steelix is a whopping level 35 with the moves Iron Tail, Rock Throw, Sunny Day, and Screech. Iron Tail is one of the first moves that we've encountered that is of the Steel type, so keep that in mind. It might have some properties that you're not necessarily used to. Anyway, Sunny Day will actually cause a weather effect to come into play called Harsh Sunlight. This weather effect, which it's using right here, has a few interesting properties to it. It will give a 50% power boost to fire moves, and a 50% power decrease to water moves, which means the surf shouldn't do as much. Yeah, you see that? Not nearly as much as you would have hoped. It also has another few interesting properties that are a little more specific. It allows Solar Beam to be used in one turn without charging. Wow, she actually has a Hyper Potion. Not something you see too terribly often in this game, at least not this early. It also lowers the accuracy of Thunder to 50%, which means it has a coin flip's chance of hitting. It also prevents the status effect Frozen from being inflicted on any Pokemon on the field while it's in play, and it also doubles the recovery power of the healing moves Moonlight, Morning Sun, and Synthesis. And if you're wondering why Sunny Day, it powers up a move called Moonlight, that's because in the Japanese version, and you've probably heard this story before, in the Japanese version of the Pokemon series, Sunny Day is actually simply called Clear Sky, which could apply to any time of day, so that should hopefully make things make a little more sense. Oh my god, he actually missed. That is incredibly lucky. Alright. With that, that should take down Steelix, which is by far the most powerful Pokemon that we've encountered so far, not counting Raikou. Which I personally don't because, it just ran anyway. Alright. Croconaw gets level 29. Last up, we have another Magnemite. I think I'm going to switch out to... I'll switch out to Heracross for this just to see what we can do. Magnemite, right here, is identical to the first one. Level 30, Thunderbolt, Supersonic, Sonic Boom, and Thunder Wave. Absolutely no difference. Also, I'm still in, Generation 1 mode of Magnemite not being Steel type, so this might not have been the best switch in. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take this opportunity to heal Cubone back up to see if we can use it to take out this Magnemite as well. Ooh, that's going to hurt a little bit. Heracross is paralyzed. I think I'm going to try and bank on this thing, attempting to use Thunderbolt, and I'm going to switch into Cubone because Cubone will be completely unaffected by that move. Let's see, did I call it right? Well, functionally identical, I suppose. Alright, this Bone Club should hopefully hit. We basically need Cubone to hit this thing twice in a row, and we will be completely good here. And we've got one hit down. Can we hit it a second time? Oh. That's a little disappointing. Alright, come on, Cubone. You can do it. Hit through the confusion. Yeah. Of course. Remember last episode where I was having all that horrendous luck with confusion? That's proof the game's cheating, but luckily it wore off in one turn. Our Bone Club hits, and down goes the second Magnemite. Very nice. And Heracross actually gets level 24, which is really awesome. And Jasmine was defeated. You are a better trainer than me, in both skill and kindness. In accordance with League rules, I confer upon you this badge, and we get a lot of money for winning. Very nice. And we receive the Mineral Badge, which I think is a really cool name for a badge. Mineral Badge raises Pokemon's what else? Defense. Please take this too. And we get TM23. I don't actually recall what that contains. You could use that TM to teach Iron Tail. Very cool. I'm not sure if anyone on the team can use that, but later on, when we're near the end of the game, I'll definitely be looking into it. That was awesome. The Steel type, huh? That was a close encounter of an unknown kind. Ah, references. Anyway, with that, believe it or not, we are completely done with this side of the Johto region for the time being. So we're actually headed back to Ecruteak City. Alright, and here we are back in Ecruteak City. Now, normally this episode would just be dedicated to the gym, but since the Olivine Gym goes by, like, super quickly, we're actually going to be doing another route on our adventure as well. Mount Mortar is like a maze inside. Be careful. Don't get lost in there. Mount Mortar is, believe it or not, a completely optional cave in this game. We're not going to be covering it this episode because, honestly, even at this point in our adventure, it's big enough to practically warrant an entire episode to itself, so we're going to be waiting until next time for that. Route 42 goes to Mahogany Town. Very cool. Right here we have an Ultra Ball, which is definitely worth grabbing. Mount Mortar. Waterfall Cave inside. I gotta say, Mount Mortar is a really cool area. We're just not covering it this episode because, as I mentioned, it is very, very big. Anyway, we are going to be surfing right along here, and right here there is actually a hidden max potion, which is an item we have not encountered yet. This is pretty much the best potion in the entire game, because it will restore your Pokemon to full health as long as it is conscious, no matter how much health it has. Speaking of things that I have and do not have, I need cut. I will be right back. Alright, I have returned with cuts. So let's cut through here, and doesn't that look familiar, huh? Very interesting. And off it runs. Yep, that's all that really happens here. Just a little bit of a song and dance. Very interesting. Anyway, arguably more interesting, we have 3 fruit-bearing trees right here. This one contains a pink apricorn. If you take this to Kurt in Azalea Town, he will make an item called the Love Ball. It will give you a ×8 catch rate on any Pokemon that is of the same species and gender as the one that you have out in the lead. And yes, same gender. I'm not sure if this was on purpose or not. I'm assuming that was a bit of an accident because in later games when they reintroduced this Pokeball, it works on the opposite gender. So yeah, same gender in this generation for some reason. Anyway, this tree contains a green apricorn. If you take this one to Kurt, he will make you the Friend Ball, which has the regular ×1 catch rate of a regular Pokeball, but it will set your happiness to 200 upon catching, which is a really, really high number. Given it's a value that's between 0 and 255, that should give you an idea of how good it is. And right here, my favorite color, the Piece de Resistance, the yellow apricorn. You can take this one to Kurt, and he will make a Pokeball called the Moon Ball. Now what does this one do? Absolutely freaking nothing, because in Generation 2, due to a glitch, this thing works like a regular Pokeball, and is functionally no different. It's supposed to work on any Pokemon from a family that includes a Pokemon that evolves via Moonstone, but unfortunately due to a glitch this does not work in Generation 2 at all, and it's not until the reintroduction in Heart Gold and Soul Silver when they actually fix this. Yeah. Kinda anticlimactic for the last Apricorn Ball. Anyway, right here, this guy's pretty important. Let me demonstrate the power of the Pokemon I caught. This right here is Fisherman Tully. For some reason they gave this guy a different name in Crystal than in Gold and Silver. Really not sure why. He's only got one Pokemon on him, and it's this Quillfish, which I suppose in some respects is interesting all on its own, but there's actually something more interesting about this guy that is really, really important, especially if you're going for 100% completion on certain aspects of the game. So we want to defeat this guy, and then speak to him afterwards, because he has a very, very valuable phone number for us. Alright. Gonna use Minimize right there, and this is a funny thing. Minimize actually still minimizes the sprite, like in Generation 1, which I really like. Alright, get our experience for that, and Fisher Tully was defeated. What? That's not right. And we get 720 Pokemon dollars for winning. Really? Really? Yo, David, how you doing? This is Joey. Got a minute? No! Joey, oh my god. I know I decided to get this guy's phone number as a joke, but it's starting to grate on my nerves a little bit. Ay, blah blah blah, this kid, I tell you, this kid. Anyway, I need to pull up some notes real quick. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, we speak to him. I want to become the trainer champ using the Pokemon I caught. A quillfish? Really? Okay, that's the best part of fishing. Hey, you're trying to be the ultimate trainer too? Then we're comrades. If I find any more items by the water, I'll give you some. Just give me your phone number. This guy will hand out water stones sometimes when he calls you. Now this is important for two reasons. The first reason is it allows you access to 4 new Pokemon. If you have a Poliwhirl, you may now evolve it into Poliwrath. If you have a Shelter, you may now evolve it into Cloyster. If you have a Staryu, you may now evolve it into Starmie. And if you have an Eevee, you may now evolve it into Vaporeon. I personally am not interested in any of these Pokemon. But there's another reason you want to grab this. Remember earlier when we were in the ruins of Alph, and there was that little inscription that said water? Some might think that it wants a mystic water to be present in your inventory, however that's not what it wants. It actually wants one of these water stones. So we are going to be getting Tully's number, and hopefully he will call us up soon with a water stone that we can take to the ruins of Alph and see what treasures we can obtain with it. You'll be hearing from me if I find something good. Very, very interesting indeed. Mount Mortar. Waterfall cave inside. So yeah, you actually do not have to go through Mount Mortar at all in order to navigate this route, which is really nice, although on early playthroughs of this game, I actually just toughed it out and went through the cave. Really not sure why I did this, I just did. Anyway, you will notice that there is some tall grass on this route right here. Hey, this is my secret place. Get lost, you outsider. Considering this is a pretty major path of commerce, if you want to go to the next town, I highly doubt that, buddy. There is one new Pokemon we may obtain in this grass. We may finally, only at night, obtain Marill in this grass. And you may level it up and evolve it into Azumarill if you wish to do so, or Azumarill as I pronounced it when I was younger. Honestly, you can probably understand why I tried to pronounce it that way, but I've always heard it Azumarill from the anime, so that's what we're going with. Anyway, Cubone gets a nice level 23, which means now it can survive 3 Sonic Booms in a row. Couldn't have come a little bit sooner, could you, huh? Alright. Anyway, next up is Nidorino right here, and Bone Club is very, very good for taking these guys out, because Ground, as a reminder, is super effective on poison types. Very cool. And that is it. Shane has been defeated. I should have used my Moonstone. You really should have, buddy. Also, a nice little hint to new players that that's the thing that you can do. And right here, we have the last trainer on this route. Ah, it's good to be outside. I feel so free. Gotta say I agree, buddy. I honestly really like going outside. But I mean, if it's any time between September and November, then count me out, because once that ragweed starts a-bloomin', I'm having problems. Ugh. Really, really not liking that part of the year. It's kind of unfortunate because my birthday's in October, and, like, October is one of my least favorite months of the year because I pretty much always get sick due to all the stuff in the air outside. Honestly, I really wish I had a birthday in June. Like, I'd really prefer that. But I mean, I don't get to pick that, and if I did, I think there would be some shenanigans going on. Anyway, magnitude 6, not too big of a deal. Let's see if Headbutt can take down this Dugtrio. Pretty close. Now, the thing about Diglett and Dugtrio, it's another example of those Pokemon where trainers will show them like this, but we won't be able to get them for a while. In fact, we can't get Diglett or Dugtrio until after we beat the game. Yeah. Really, really crazy. I don't know why they do this, and I'm really glad that they sort of stopped. Although not entirely. I still remember that really, really early battle against the rival in Pokemon Emerald where they use a Torkoal, when you can't get a hold of that Pokemon for like another 6 hours of gameplay. It's really, really ridiculous. Anyway, gonna exploit the ground type weakness of Geodude right there. And we get level 24. Very cool. I don't know when exactly Cubone evolves, but we gotta be getting close. Gahaha, he says. Alright, and with that we have this sign right here, Route 42. Know what that means? Here we are in a new town. This is Mahogany Town. Welcome to the home of the ninja. Very, very cool stuff. This town is incredibly tiny. There's not very much you can do here. However, one of the things you can do is this guy. Hey, kid. I see you're new in Mahogany Town. Since you're new, you should try Yummy Rage Candy Bar. Right now, it can be yours for just 300 Pokemon dollars. Want one? You know what? It's a delicacy of Johto. Yeah, I'll buy one. And my inventory's full. That's really awkward. Anyway, right in here... Interesting music, huh? This is, believe it or not, a shop. The experiment worked like a charm. Magikarp are just worthless, but Gyarados are big money makers. Suspicious. Welcome, how may I help you? They sell tiny mushrooms, Pokeballs, potions, and Slowpoke tails. Suspicious, isn't it? Very, very interesting. Not sure what's up with this. We're gonna have to keep this in mind for later. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering what this Rage Candy Bar actually does. Basically, it works identically to a potion. It will heal a Pokemon 20 HP. Now, it's worth noting, even if you buy the Rage Candy Bar from this guy, he's not gonna let you pass. You can buy as many as you want from him, and he ain't budging, so I wouldn't try it for right now. Anyway, believe it or not, aside from this right here, since you came this far, take the time to do some sightseeing. You should head north and check out Lake of Rage right now. We've got the gym, Mahogany Town Pokemon Gym Leader Price, the teacher of Winter's Harshness. Very cool. But yeah, aside from this gym right here and this house up here, which I believe doesn't have anything of note in it? Nope. That is all there is to Mahogany Town. Yes, it really is that small. So I think we're going to head into the Pokemon Center and then end things off. Alright, and with that, I think we are going to end things off here. So, this past episode of Pokemon Crystal, we cured Amphi of whatever odd illness was plaguing it. Really weird how that side of Johto, like, their big thing is just sick Pokemon. Not sure what the deal is with that. And, perhaps more importantly to viewers at least, we obtained our 6th gym badge, the Mineral Badge. Look at that shine. Ain't it beautiful? Very cool. And next time on Pokemon Crystal, at the behest of that guy standing out in front of the gym... Well, actually, no, we're gonna check out Mount Mortar first. But then, we're gonna head north and see what's going on that way. North is where you want to go if you're gonna continue the story, but me, I'm a completionist. We're going to Mount Mortar next. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.